Now, it's time for Straight on the Point with you from some undisclosed location. Here's Jesse T.
Okay. We are back with you. It is a Monday in Southern California, and it is going to be a very rainy week for us here on the West Coast. We are expecting some heavy rain. That's what everybody's calling for. And the clouds are getting really dark. Man, it is going to be another huge storm coming in there. Lots of new snow, lots of new water, and we're getting out of our drought here in Southern California. What happened to all this climate warming stuff? Anyhow, the Brown Beauty is back on duty. Jesse Torello, broadcasting live in person. I am on the air and everywhere, from the community to the world, rolling down through the world today in the Gray Ghost. So if you see something, won't be on Instagram Live today, only because I've run out of the ability to hold the cameras while I'm driving. I got one camera on a little hookup here, and I've got another camera on my little tripod, kind of stand that can wrap around different posts and stuff like that. But the Instagram Live camera, I wasn't able to hook up. I have to figure out how to do that one here in the Gray Ghost. So you can catch us on our website, and we do invite you to go there. Though websites have become sort of apropos, haven't they? With all this new modern technology, websites are kind of going the way of CDs. But anyhow, you still have to have one at www.aventertainmentlive.com, as well as www.thepowerofvoices.com. And one last piece of business to take care of. We have to remind you to download the free app. But to get you through Apple, the Apple Store, and the Android, I think it's PlayStation, or they call it something like that, Google Play. That'll be able to chime you in 24/7 here with a one-button push to the Power of Voices. Yeah, it's starting to get a little dark. Look at the clouds that I'm rolling through right now. I'm going to turn this camera around for our guys. Look at that. See, that's the freeway that I'm rolling down right now. And the powerofvoices.com and the Jesse T Show, that's kind of what we're going through it. And we don't usually have clouds like that hug a mountain that's only about 1,000 feet. We usually don't get clouds that come that low here in Southern California. Even when it rains, those clouds are usually at maybe 3,000, 5,000, 6,000 feet. Now, I remember when I was a little kid, as I give you the tour of the Gray Ghost, I remember when I was a little kid, we had an airplane. My mother was a pilot. We used to fly, and one time, distinctly when you're doing your thing, but when you're out there in an airplane, the weather just all of a sudden changes. And you have to be really attuned to temperature, the air shifts, the currents, because if you're not, and you're driving or flying a smaller plane that doesn't have as much of the power and the instrumentation as some of the bigger planes do, you can get yourself, your little butt in a bind real fast. And it's different than being in a bind on the ground, as you know, because you're up in the air. And that's pretty crazy. Anyhow, we were coming through the canyon one day back from Catalina. We flew from Catalina to Ventura, and then we came up through the canyon through the Santa Paula area in Ventura, then into a little airport here in Pacoima called Whiteman. That's where my mother used to have her plane for years. And we got caught in some bad weather that had come over the mountains in the Santa Paula area. It just came on us so fast. And we had a little tri-pacer. The plane was built in the early 1960s, and this was about the late 1960s. It was a single-engine plane, beautiful little plane, my mother's first plane. It had not a whole bunch of horsepower, could go about maybe about 125 to 150 miles an hour top speed, but it was just a workhorse. And thankfully, we were in that plane. We had some turbulence that tossed that plane around like a marble in a barrel. The weather had gone from relatively clear skies to pouring rain and clouds moving in on us. Now, a smaller plane like that, they don't have the type of instruments that you need to be able to fly in cloudy, foggy, wet weather. My mother wasn't instrument rated yet either at the time. You have to get rated to be able to drive or fly through clouds and tough weather. So she wasn't instrument rated at the time. The first ticket you get is called it's called by sight flying. In other words, there's a mountain peak, there's a landmark, you read your map, and then you go and you fly that way. So my mother wasn't rated that, and I was only about 9 or 10 years old, and we hit this turbulent weather, raining and pouring. The windshield wiper could not get the water off fast enough, flying in and out of these clouds. In between, we were 6,000 feet. The mountains there were about 4,000 feet. So when you're only 2,000 feet above a mountain in an airplane, that's like being 10 feet away from a car in front of you on the baby, because you got no space. One of the reasons why commercial airlines fly at such a high altitude, especially the military aircraft, so if something does go wrong, they have a lot of time to fix it, because those machines are expensive. Oh, no, they don't care about the people. They only care about the machines. People can be replaced for nothing. Machines cost a lot of money to be replaced, especially airplanes. So we got through it, banged and bruised, and I was like, oh, man. But I wasn't too frightened because my mother was a great pilot, and I trusted her. But nevertheless, the weather is getting tough here in Southern California, so we're in for some good storms. This is the Jesse T Show. The Brown Beauty is back on duty. Jesse Torello, good to have you along, our friends all around the world, from the community to the world. And we are on the air and everywhere. It is Monday, a brand new week. Washington is abuzz every single day. They're fighting like dogs and cats up on Capitol Hill about the travel ban. It's so silly. It really is. They're not stopping anybody from traveling. I could solve this in 5 seconds. They're just vetting people that they think that need to be vetted, and then letting them go when they clear. So if you got no problem, you got no problem being checked out. So it's just a big hullabaloo about nothing, just to create dissension. And these stupid senators and congressmen have got to justify their massive incomes that they make to us, the citizenry. So they create more mess than they actually solve sometimes. And in solving messes, they seem to create more messes. As you can see, I'm not a big political hack friend. And Barney Frank comes back on the scene, because Barney Frank, the Dodd-Frank bill that supposedly saved America, yeah, right. I'll tell you what it did. It put half my industry out of business during those years. It destroyed the lending business. And this is something that Barney Frank created back in the 1980s. Dick Schumer, you know, that little crybaby up on Capitol Hill, he and Barney Frank, on your favorite president, President Clinton, you know, I'm just looking for some Wu-Tang Clinton. He, Barney Frank, and the criminal director of HUD at the time, Cesar Cedano, I believe it was. I get the name. Was another guy And there was one other guy who just retired as a senator or congressman, I believe in Nevada. And he's good riddance to bad meat. Thank you. But these are the guys that engineered and forced Congress and the Senate through their strong arming and payoffs to re-legislate Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac had to buy loans from the banks that they would not have bought before and never did, really high-risk loans, which then allowed the banks to do high-risk loans and get away with it and not be hurt by it when they went foreclosure and the banks knew it was going to happen. But the federal government bought these loans from the banks, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and guess who are the ones that put the money up for the federal government to do that? Yours truly, you and me, taxpayers. So when all of this blew up because of all these creative instruments and this technical robo-signing, just absolutely felonious acts by people, in your face, in the place, man. Nobody went to jail. Nobody bit the dust. They just all kind of washed their hands and went to Chris's steakhouse and had a big juicy steak and lobster and a couple of martinis, and then found their youngster intern mistresses and went and had some woo wang fun late at night, then went home to their old battle axe wives, right, that hate their guts anyway, and they live a hypocritical life. Oh, God, don't get me started. I know so many of these characters and how they truly live. It's disgusting. The preverts. The preverts, not perverts. They're preverts. Anyway, so they were the one that engineered for the 2008 subprime blow-up, and now we got Barney Frank coming out of the scene. He looks like a Barney Frank. I always called him Elmer Fudd. You remind me of Elmer Fudd. Barney Frank. Barney Fudd Frank. That's what I used to call him. Barney Fudd Frank. And a few other things. God, the fact that he has a husband and somebody loves that guy's got to be one of the most disgusting, ugly-looking people on the planet Earth. Oh, my God. You know, I can't figure out why another man in the world would even love that guy. Oh, he talks out of the front of his mouth like Elmer Fudd. Oh, I'm not a big Barney Frank fan. Absolutely not. That guy engineered and destroyed families. He killed people. People had heart attacks and strokes because of those Ring of Five in the 1990s. Just destroyed people's lives. Oh, but they don't care. They just care about their Dodd-Frank Act. Yeah, that guy really did a lot. That even destroyed more people's lives. Unbelievable. It had some good to it. Let's be honest. It had some good. It reeled in some of the banks for a little while. But it was just all part of the game. Anyway, so there we go. Now that's come aboard as Dodd-Frank. I wish they would just blow Dodd-Frank up. Trump signed some executive actions to lessen the impact of Dodd-Frank, which is a great thing. And you people out there are protesting against that too, right? Well, it's you and me too, because Dodd-Frank put the clamp down on borrowing money from banks. It made it so difficult for the banks to let people borrow money that the banks basically just shut the door and said, forget it. Forget it. Or forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it, right? They stopped lending, which caused businesses not to grow, caused families not to be able to support their college-bound kids, medical bills. It just did everything. Credit cards caused everything to go haywire, and it just destroyed more lives. See, I'm glad that Donald Trump got rid of that ridiculous bill, or he's trying. He's eroding away with new executive conditions. And what's wrong with our president trying to protect our nation from these psychopath, Islamopath, fanatic idiots. Cowards they are. Cowards. Absolute cowardly cowards. I posted some stuff up on Facebook.com. And for all you people out there, for everybody who wants to open borders and no immigration checking and none of that stuff, for all you yahoos out there that want that, this is what I say to you. Go look at my Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. Scroll down about halfway or so, maybe a little farther, and look at those two Muslim idiots. That's right, these fanatical idiots that want to kill us. And they say it right there. And they live in America, and they want to kill us. Yeah. And then ask yourself, what if your daughter or your son was on that train, at that McDonald's, in that plane, on that boat, driving the car under the bridge? Some massive explosion killed them. What would you do? What would you do? I know what I would do, but what would you do? We are way too, in this country, politically correct. We need to get some barbaric attitudes in us again. What about this torture stuff? Waterboarding. Are you kidding me? They break their ribs. They pull their nails out. They stick them. They beat them with clubs. They burn their feet. Waterboarding. Oh, they don't even drown them. It's just simulation. They pull them up. Hey, if that's what we got to do to get some info to save American lives, why the heck not? I'd rather kill them over there than have them kill us here. That's for sure. Oh, talk about that. Oh, man. In Las Vegas, across on the other side of the 15 freeway, across from the strip, they got this new thing. It's oh my God. You actually get to shoot each other and beat each other up in a sand trap with hardly any lights on, with blaring music, smoke, and big giant 50 and 100 gallon cans. Well, they have these guns, they're real guns like Glocks and 1911s. Oh man, I already looked at it to sign up. What you do is you go into teams, red and blue teams, and you go in there for 3 minutes, this arena, and you get to shoot real guns at each other, except the guns are the same guns that the military use and the police use to practice live simulation. Blue paint caps and red paint caps. And when you get hit with these things, it hurts. It doesn't kill you, but it hurts. So you go in there with your gear and you have your magazines. You can pick a 1911, a Glock, a Colt, whatever you want to pick, a Sig Sauer, anything, right? And you go in there, you got your headgear on, you got all your gear on, and all that stuff. And then you get a chance, and then they shoot this machine gun, blanks, and then you fight for 3 minutes, and you shoot each other. And then if you get too close, you go MMA style fighting, man, kicking and rolling and punching and elbowing. Oh God, that looked so exciting. I saw that, and then I read about it, and then I texted this guy, or I messaged this guy who went through it. He said it was the most exhilarating thing he's ever done in his whole friggin' life. And they got veterans in there from the different wars, so you really get to go against people that know what they're doing, man. I don't know how long I'd last. I mean, I train up. I'm going to do that just to test my skills. I'll probably get plastered with 20 red shots or 20 blue shots. Gosh, man, I'm so excited about that. Sorry, I interrupted my Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. I posted it up. It is so exciting for you enthusiasts who want to know how to protect your family when they kick down your door in the middle of the night, or try to heist your girl or your boy, or try to, rob your wife, or try to gang you up and try to beat you down. And, right, you test your skills there, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to do it. Can't wait. I'll let you know, but I'm going to call them up probably tomorrow and the next day and see if I can arrange something for AVTV Live. Yeah, baby. I can't wait. Anyhow, so we got Trump, President Donald Trump, who I said, and I wasn't the only one. The minute he came down that escalator, I said, that's our next president of the United States of America. Yeah, and I think he's doing a great job, actually. We need to piss off some nations in the world that took us for granted. Political correctness is just so disgusting. So we needed to take some action, Jackson, and make that happen. It's all right. Nothing's going to happen. There's not going to be any bombs bursting in the air. No one's going to attack America, and we're not going to attack anybody. Nothing like that's going to happen. Please. It's just not going to happen. So, they push it to the brink, but China's not going to do anything because they know if they do, what will take place is the annihilation of their economy. That's what will take place. China's not stupid. Neither is Russia. Neither is Iraq or Iran. They're not stupid. North Korea is stupid. But those countries aren't. They want the money and what comes with it. It's all a business, folks. It's not personal. It's just business. So let's get about to doing some business here. Let's protect our nation from those people who want to kill you. They want to kill you. I don't think you people get it. I don't think folks get it who are up in arms. People want to kill you. You see, this is what Americans don't have the chance to do, and I think that every American should, at least in high school, if there's anything we should pay for, that would be sending high school kids to at least 3 different nations in the world. Okay? Sending high school kids to at least 3 different nations in the world as a trip so that they can really see how the rest of the friggin' world lives. They don't put up with any crap from their citizens. So they could see how glorious and wonderful this country is and how we truly have been blessed by the Almighty. That we are so lucky as individuals to taste liberty and justice for all. Amen. The rest of the world doesn't do that. And I'm talking also France and Germany and England and Scotland. I'm talking about so-called democratic nations. It's nothing like America. Their democracy is a lot different, believe me. So that would change people's minds because Americans just don't realize how much the rest of the world and the bad guys want to kill us. They just don't realize it. They don't realize the different cultural mindset of people, which is acceptable to them but not acceptable to us. The first job of the President of the United States, ladies and gentlemen, is to protect the nation against all enemies from within, and from outside. That is the number one job that the Constitution lays down for the President, protect us citizens from the worst crap in the world. We've been fighting that ever since America became American. When we broke away, we around the world, sailing ships, and we, our ships were attacked by pirates from Libya and Algiers, and our sailors were killed and enslaved. Oh, there's that word slavery again. Enslaved just because they were Americans. And some of our Navy officers were there for a little while. So what the president did is he sent a contingency of a few ships, Navy ships with Marines, and that's where the words come from, the shores of Montezuma to the sands of Tripoli. Let me see. As long as Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We've been fighting the rest of the world since this country has been in existence. And the reason why is because everybody wants what we want. And we won't let them take it. Why are you letting people take that from us today? Why is the next generation letting people take that from us? I say no. not on my watch. And I'm going to do everything I can to support the powers that will build a 500-foot wall and build it 500 feet deep. Whatever it takes. If we decide a nation is not good enough for us, ban them, all of them. And too bad for not being born in America. That's your problem, not mine. Why do we got to solve the problems of the planet? Let those countries solve their own problems. You know? We'll just buy off their politicians. Oh, no, you don't do that. Why not? We do it anyway. What's new? I don't care whether it's Obama, Obama, or it's Donald Trump, President Trump. So let's get to going doing some business. I love what Donald Trump is doing. So I'm all for it. I think our nation has just become employed in a new type of employment. And you know what that employment is called? Protesting. All those cowardly, hide behind the mask, politically correct, can yell on stage the expletives and point the finger in the most disgusting words, like Madonna, right? And Meryl Streep, right? And whatever. Who else is yelling disgusting things, right? And yet, they don't do anything about it. Let me tell you about that whore Madonna. Because that's what she is. And I'm going to call it the way I see it. Oh, I love her music. I mean, I loved her first album. I was working in Santa Barbara, KIST. I love that music. Holiday, dun, 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 like a virgin, dun, 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 dun. Right? I love those songs. But she is what she is. Sorry. Come on. If you don't call her sexual deviance, whorish, then I don't know what you are. That's what she is. But she gets up there on that stage and wants to burn the White House down. Are you kidding me? You get up on a stage at a public park and say you want to burn the White House down. And people are saying, kill the president. Man. Unbelievable. But yet, the night of 100 stars, Oscar night, Miss Madonna, Oscar night, right? I'm going to be out at the night of 100 stars, Norbury Waters. We're going to be broadcasting live. That's the #1 viewing party in the world for Oscar night. #1 viewing party. Then there are 2 other major parties after the Oscars, the Vanity Fair party, and there's one other that are the #2 after parties. They're each the best after parties. They are where everybody shows up. And then Elton John has a big, huge bash at one of his houses here in Hollywood, up in the mountains, Beverly Hills, Hollywood. And Madonna has a big, huge bash. These things cost, $3, $4, $5 million to put together, folks. And she represents you? Really? Really? She represents you, women. Really? A woman that you have absolutely no understanding her lifestyle. She has no understanding about how you live and struggle every day of your life. Struggle to make a few bucks so you can put some money in your kids' pockets so they can have a special lunch every now and then at school. Struggling to make a mortgage payment or rent. Working 2 jobs. She doesn't relate to you. She's going to have a $5 million party. In what? Less than 20 days? Please. Screw your heads on right. Start thinking with logic and common sense. But we have a world employed by protesters now. Protesters. Come down to the protesting agency. That's right. We guarantee we'll get you a job somewhere in America, protesting, where you can break windows, spray graffiti, turn over cars, light police cars on fire, rape women, and yes, you too can throw stones and rocks and shoot the police. It's called the Protest Nation Employment Agency. Ladies and gentlemen, come on down. We promise to train you at our protest camps where you can watch violent videos of the jihadists cutting heads off. That's right. You can watch violent videos of people flipping people off and saying atrocities. You too can deny God in your life and be an atheist or a secularist. That's right. Absolutely. And oh, by the way, guys, if you are an atheist or you're a secularist, you're religious too, because that's a friggin' religion, just like Scientology. It's a religion. Anytime you have faith in something, it's a religion. When you have faith like that. Ah, man. These are the things that I ponder on. Like this. I ponder on traffic. I'm turning the camera around so you can see what I got to drive through every day here in Southern California. Look how fast I'm going. I'm going 10 miles an hour. You see that? Right? Our Facebook live audience can't see that. But you can say hi to yourself, guys. Hi. Hello. Hi. Yes. Okay. This is what I drive through. And this traffic is not the busiest freeway. But look at this mess. And in about an hour, it's going to slow down to nothing. What used to take me 20 minutes to go takes me an hour and 20 minutes now. So, and believe me, most of these drivers, I would say about 40% of their cars. Do you know how many unregistered plates I count? Look at this idiot. He decides he doesn't want to, idiot, stupid idiot. He decides he doesn't want to go this way on the freeway, and he's wrong. So he stops traffic, the little selfish idiot, puts his life in jeopardy, but puts somebody else's life in jeopardy, crosses an illegal meridian because from some other driving lesson. He must have gone to the idiot driving school in California. Wait a second. Yes, the current of vehicles. Yeah, they should call them the of monitors. Put on a happy face. Happy face. Right? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So on my way to a big event for Fashion Week, March 15th here in Los Angeles, of which I'm a part of. And I'm on my way to meet the creator, president, designer of Soma magazine. It's the #1 magazine in the world and in Los Angeles for an eclectic of different artistic and artists topics. They got about, 50 or 60,000 subscribership and a couple million followers. So I'm going to go, they've got to debut something over either it's on Melrose in Hollywood or Beverly Hills. I got to find the address here in a second. And I'm going to talk to him and interview him. So we're going to have him up on the after show of Jesse T Show at 6 o'clock. I'll be out there at this place. So we're going to talk to Ali. And so we're going to find out what he's all about. It's going to be exciting, kind of a cool event, I think. So that's where I'm headed to right now, going down into La La Land, Hollywood, and then maybe crossing over to Beverly Hills tonight. All in the day of the life of Jesse Ferrero. All right, so there's a big stink right now. I say, who cares? Doesn't really matter whether she lives in the White House or not. So I just dispelled that one. There's another thing that they're talking about, that President Trump is making enemies with everybody. No, he's not. He's just setting the record straight, saying, hey, we're back. We're back in the world scene. We are no longer going to bow to potentates and kings. We are no longer going to say, it's okay, it's okay. We're not talking about protectionism. We're talking about capitalism. We're not talking about political correctnism. We're talking about the power of Americaism, the ideology of who, what, and where we're going. We're not going to go to war with anybody. We're the most giving nation the world has ever seen historically, and that will continue. What we're talking about is cleaning a little bit of house, and that's what he's doing. I love it. Absolutely love it. Saturday Night Live, though, has done some really funny political satire. There was this one joke or this one scene I saw, not on Saturday Night Live, but on another channel. Let's figure out where I'm going here. I'm actually driving in circles here for a second. No, I don't want to go to Beverly Hills. I want to go to Hollywood and Melrose, I believe. So I got to pull a Yui. I was talking on the show here on the Jesse T Show. We're broadcasting live as we're rolling down the street in the beautiful San Fernando Valley. Yes, the San Fernando Valley with the clouds in the sky and all the pretty houses and apartments and condos as we drive. You can see some of the houses here, folks. I'm driving down, this is a Magnolia, and it was called Magnolia one time because they used to have a lot of magnolia trees. Now there's only a few left. There's a few magnolia trees right there. This is kind of Southern California-ish. So I'm turning left here on Whitsett. Whitsett is the street that I'm going to turn left on, but I'm going to do some side street action because I don't want to wait at the red light. So I'm going to go down this street here. There we go. So yeah, I'm going into the neighborhoods of Southern California. Ooh, yes, the neighborhoods of Southern California. That's where I do a lot of real estate. All right. All right. Thank you very much. I'll slow down. Saying hi to Jesse Wade. Hey, Jesse, what's happening? And Jeff Langton chiming in on Facebook.com. I know a lot of our Instagram audience isn't with us today. We're growing fast on Instagram Live, so I'm going to have to let them know to come over here to see the archive show. Just couldn't hook it up. As I'm rolling, I'm doing a remote. I'm on the road, driving and doing the Jesse T Show. I just love the technology. I guess you guys might be wishing that I get in an accident or something. Wouldn't that be something? With the Coalition Against Human Trafficking, I am the director here in Los Angeles, CAHT, C-A-H-T. Sometimes I'll go out to very heavy prostituted areas and do some scoping out, do some intel, and count how many pimps, count how many prostitutes who are all little girls, around 13 or 14. And then I call the local police, their vice division, because I have all the police vice numbers, and tell them, kind of report to them what's happening. And occasionally I get some of these pimps arrested, not anywhere near as much as I want to, but I try to do my part in scoping out some stuff. Of course, the Coalition Against Human Trafficking is an entity that exists to fight human trafficking. But along with human trafficking, not just sexual human trafficking, there's labor, there's blackmail, there's kidnapping, there's child enslavement, there's the stealing and selling of babies, there's body parts, there's all kinds of human trafficking issues. And one of the things that human trafficking does connect to very easily is that's prostitution and drugs. So I tackled that one because there was an area in the San Fernando Valley that I grew up. And in that area of the San Fernando Valley that I grew up, there was a lot of prostitutes over the last 50 years and pimps. So we cleaned that up pretty good. We did a good job there, and it's really clean now. It took us 5 years, 5 to 6 years. The other place that I'm working on is Sepulveda Boulevard. That's going to take a lot longer. LA City just recently paid for a study. This is the wisdom of our LA City Council. I think they have a collective intelligence IQ of negative 47,000. They certainly don't look out for the citizens. They look out for their own pocketbooks to keep their gig. But LA City Council, and here's their wisdom. They paid something, I believe, about $1 million to the California State University Northridge here in the San Fernando Valley to conduct a study of prostitution, human trafficking, and street crime related to that in the high intense areas where this stuff is taking place. So it took them almost 2 years to do this study. I love it, man. They hired this professor, and he got this grant, right? Oh, man, he was living high on the hog for a couple of years, right? He put together this crackpot team of interns and postgraduate students to do this study. And at the end of 2 years, before I go there, so when they did this, I was part of the LA Neighborhood City Council of the City of Los Angeles, of the City of Sun Valley in the City of Los Angeles, and we reported directly to CD6, Councilwoman Mary Martinez. I was voted on member. I've since resigned. I resigned this year because I can do more as a guerrilla fighter on the outside than the inside in the bureaucratic process. So, a shout out, Jesse says, to Father and Flex. Right on, man. Father and Flex is online with us. Now, I got up in front of City Council when they started doing this study, and I had 3 minutes to talk. So I said, I heard you doing the City Council has granted this professor at Cal State University Northridge this money to do this study. They said, I just got something to say about that. This is my prediction. I can't help it being me, Jesse T, guys. City Council and LA City Neighborhood Council of the City of Sun Valley. I got up in front of them and I said, here's my prediction. At the end of this study, the royal conclusion is going to be that if they put more lights up and they clean the trash up and they keep the graffiti off the walls and they cut back the hedges and the bushes of places to hide and they open up with more lighting in cul-de-sacs, they will do that's what they will need to do in order to eliminate places for prostitutes and their johns to go and the pimps to hide, provide a cleaner environment for the homeowners so that they'll start help fighting, etc., etc. And everybody said, oh, no, afterwards, no, they're going to find some important things. We probably, bureaucratic talk. That's bureaucratic talk. Right? So at the end of 2 years, there was a big article in LA Times about this study. And sure enough, they came to the conclusion the city spent $2 million to come to the conclusion, oh, don't you like these lefties, these progressive lefties? I don't think they I think they're dimwits. They spent $2 million And to the conclusion, there's like 30 people working on this, right? At the University of Northridge. $2 million, and this is what their conclusion at the end of our article. Well, we've concluded that what the LA City Council needs to do is they need to cut back the hedges and put up more streetlights. Oh, you gotta love the state of California, man. The collective wisdom of the people in the state of California in government is, I swear, I think they're all on crack or something. It's just amazing. Just amazing to me. I told them that for free. They could have, hey man, I would have done it for $20,000. So now the LA City Council has done another wonderful thing. They're trying to fight crime and stop prostitution and stop graffiti and pick up trash, and they fine everybody for illegal dumping, but then they allow illegal vending to become decriminalized and legal. Oh, Lord. Oh, this is good, guys. Right here. You see this beautiful church? That's a Catholic church. You see that? See that? That church is so beautiful inside. All right? You know, it's St. Charles Church, Catholic Church, right? Look at this beautiful thing. This is the biggest Catholic church in the San Fernando Valley. Look at that. Is that gorgeous or what? You know who lives there? You know who's housed there? Oh, yeah, you didn't hear? About 10 years ago, Cardinal Mahoney here in Los Angeles. He was the first cardinal in the city of Los Angeles at the Vatican. Cardinal Mahoney. He covered up all of the pervert priests in the Catholic Church who are raping and sodomizing little boys and girls, but especially little boys, and they would cover them up. We're talking about thousands of acts of perversion and disgusting behavior. And the buck led all the way back to Mahoney, who knew about it, stuff going on for 20 years. And so they paid out something like $360 million in fees, fines out of the Catholic Church out of court. But what happened to Mahoney? Well, he was stripped of his cardinalship by the Vatican, and he was made a bishop, which is the next one under, and he was retired to live the rest of his life out, and he could not get in front of any more church congregations. But they housed him right there at St. Charles in one of the houses behind there, set aside for visiting Catholic executives. Oh, I'm talking about the uppity big priests, right? And that's where he lives. How nice. All those little boys and girls raped, sodomized, oral sex, disgusting perverts that did it to them for years and years and years, these priests, bishops, and whatnot. And their lives are ruined forever, right? But Mahoney gets to live in peace and solitude with a big pension, lots of money, and doesn't pay any bills in a beautiful Catholic church area. How nice. So LA City Council is trying to do all this stuff, but yet they decriminalize illegal vending. Go figure, right? Just go figure. Amazing. Just amazing. Now they're filibustering for the education director. They're filibustering against DeVos. She's part of the Jay Van Andel and Rich DeVos family, the ones that started Amway. I actually went on a direct Amway meeting back to Ada, Michigan, and went on my meeting or on my trip there when I became a director in the Amway business 20 years ago. And I got a chance to meet the DeVos family and the Van Ando family. I never met her. So they're filibustering against her. She just might be the one cabinet member that gets shot down. Yeah, she just might be. Some of the answers to her questions were, not so good. They just weren't. But she just might prevail. Unless they filibuster for like 4 years. And that they won't. Because as soon as they stop filibustering, they got to vote. And if it's a split tie, then Vice President Pence, who resides as the tiebreaker, will cast a tie-breaking vote, and she'll become education director. So what's all of the bureaucratic political maneuvering for? What a complete waste of time. Just get rid of Common Core, put God back in the schools, start teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic, start teaching American values and core American ideologies, and the kids will be just fine. So back to Trump and political satire. I saw this terrific graphic, and it said about the Chinese wall. The top of the graphic said, "Who said walls don't work?" This beautiful graphic of the Chinese wall that was built by the Chinese to keep the Mongolian hordes out of China. And it was built by several different dynasties, not just one. So the top of this graphic reads, "Who said walls don't work?" And got a shot of the Chinese wall. Then the bottom of the graphic reads, after the top says, "Who said walls don't work?" And the bottom of the graphic reads, "Walls work fine. In China, they don't have any Mexicans." I love political satire. And everybody knows I voted for Trump, and I'm a Trump supporter. But I love political satire. Just like I'm a Tom Brady and Patriots supporter. Oh, you little Falcon fans! Oh, ho, 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 ho. You got to bet on Jesse T and just listen to what I'm saying, because lately everything I'm saying is coming true. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, man, but I'm picking them right. But nevertheless, right? I thought that was hilarious. I love political satire. If you can't laugh at your own house, then how can you be an American? If you got no humor about anything, then you just gotta go down to the the new employment agency called Protesters Employment Agency and get a job with them. Oh boy. SNL did a nice thing on Donald Trump. I haven't much liked Alec Baldwin's politics at all. He is a very violent kind of guy, but nevertheless, like his acting. I thought he's done some really good stuff. But he does a great rendition, of course, impersonation of Donald Trump, and they did this Donald Trump thing. And I thought it was just hilarious. It was really, really funny. You got to check it out. I have that stuff posted up. Okay, it's a Jesse T show right here, Monday through Friday. I covered a lot of stuff today, a lot of political commentary. I wasn't being Mr. Journalist today. I was being more Mr. Editorial and Commentary. Hey, the world according to Torero. Now you're straight on the point. The Brown Beauty is always on duty, my friends. That's right, from 5 to 6 right here daily. Monday through Friday. As we go from the daytime to the nighttime in Southern California, you can see it's gotten dark on me. It's gotten dark on me. I'm going into Hollywood right now because I'm headed over to the Soma party for the Soma magazine party. They're doing something special. I'm trying not to get late. So, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say I'm trying not to get laid. I said I'm trying not to get late. Shh, be quiet. Even if I tried, I couldn't. Hey, so I'm headed over there, and we're going to do some live reporting there on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero in just a few minutes. I got to get over there and set up the stuff. Pull out my thing. Wait a minute! I'm talking about my little portable camera, not my thing. That's what I call my thing, the portable camera. It's got a big lens on it and a couple microphones. Oh, get your mind out of the gutter, you nasty guys, you. Hey, I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for viewing the Jesse T Show right here, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6. We got a fun-filled packed weekend. Great tonight. And become okay. Bye.